Reaver culture is brutal. They are hardy people. Master mechanics, they harness industrial power, and they are at their mightiest when they're at war. Empires and Ashes is the latest expansion for Age of Wonders 4, bringing a new customizable form and unique ways to expand or destroy. The Tome of the Dreadnought allows players to call upon huge war machines to wreak havoc on the battlefield. This is just one of several new tomes in Empires and Ashes, as well as a few surprises that we'll leave up to you to discover.
The expansion will ship with the free Golem update, which addresses many requests from the community. Forge custom artifacts for your heroes. Command your vassals during wars. Take part in dozens of new events, as well as reworked form traits and improved water gameplay, and many quality of life improvements.
All of these new features will be vital in the great war ahead. Heroes from a past age have returned on a mad crusade to destroy the Wizard Kings.
Hello everyone, welcome to Fableheim and the announcement for Age of Wonders 4 Empires and Ashes. With the drop of the announcement trailer, they updated the DLC page on Steam, and I will leave a link in the description to both the announcement trailer on YouTube and the Steam page for the DLC itself. It is releasing November 7th, which is a bit sooner than I was personally expecting. I was expecting like a late November. So I thought that I would go in and dissect the trailer and just see what we can sneak peek. But before I go through the trailer, I wanted to go to the Steam page because this actually provides with a little bit more information, and there are some screenshots that were not in the trailer. So first things first, there are the key points of this DLC. Use magic and steel to create mighty weapons of war in the Age of Wonders 4 Empires and Ashes expansion. Ravage the realms of the Godia with the brutal Reaver culture and besiege cities with cannons and war machines. Seek a new kind of victory by unlocking the secrets of the seals of power to conquer the astral sea. That's kind of just the overall here. So the Reaver culture, a brand new culture, push progress forward at any cost in the Reaver culture, whose industrial might is fueled by conquest and raids. These expert engineers have mastered the art of binding magic to technology to achieve unparalleled power and dominance. This will have some overlap with the industrial culture, which is already in the game, but this is more akin to the Dreadnought from Age of Wonders 3. And I wasn't a huge fan of the Dreadnought, but it seems like they're weaving magic more into this particular culture, which I think will be a lot of fun. The Dawizar are truly now represented. The Avian Form. Hatch your most cunning strategy yet with the new Avian Form, complete with a set of traits and customization options. The Avians, the Tabaxi, the Arakoa, a Forsaken race. At least the Arakoa were. I don't know anything about the Tabaxi. I actually really want to play an Arakoa playthrough. But we'll talk more about this when I get to the trailer, because I spied something a bit peculiar. 4 new tomes of magic. Sharpen your anti-magic prowess, unlock the secrets of transmutation, and muster legions of machines and automatons. Bring forth magical, mechanical wonders and dominate the battlefield like never before. Anti-magic prowess, huh? Are we talking full anti-magic, like the Magebane, or are we talking Khorne, where we just resist magic? Don't know. Could be fun, though. It's worth noting there are 4 tomes, and some of them are actually in the screenshots on Steam page, not in the trailer. New Seals of Power Victory mechanic. Locate and claim the Seals of Power to control access to the Astral Sea, and hold them long enough to control the realm in a fan-favorite Age of Wonders victory condition. Now, this is not hyperbole. The Seals of Power victory condition was in Age of Wonders 3, and it's very fun. Part of the reason why it's so fun, I think there are 2 reasons. One is you can control the condition itself in the settings, at least in Age of Wonders 3. You can determine how many seal tickets were needed for victory, which of course would determine how long or short the game was, and unlike the current conditions for victory, the Seals of Power is on the table turn 1. Turn 1, you start thinking about where the seals are, how you're going to control the seals, because at least in Age of Wonders 3, you had to stand on them. And they would be attacked by elementals that wanted to seal the power, or were just rampaging or whatever. And of course, hold them against other players. I'm actually quite curious how this will work diplomatically. Like, if you're in control of a seal, will you start getting a stacking diplomatic debuff? Kind of like building the Beacons of Unity? A lot to think about here. 2 new story missions, don't care, but hey, Larissa's back. A new Ancient Wonder and Infestation location. Unearth a new hidden wonder and explore infested derelict workshops. Harness the power of ancient relics and clear the path to greatness. I'm always a fan of new wonders because they do get a little repetitive. I wonder if there will be 2 versions of this wonder, just like a lot of the other ones. New wildlife units and mounts, from bear mounts to scrap hermits ready to heed your orders of fall before your might. The bear mounts open up a very interesting Kislev playthrough that could be possible. And others, of course. And there are 6 new tracks of magic to transport you to a world of fantasy and adventure. Alright. Well, that is the key points. Before we dissect the screenshots, should I do this first? We'll do this first. We're right here. Then I'll go to the trailer. So this is, honestly, I bet this is the Seal Realm because it's very, very unique looking. Although there's like a portal here. I bet that's the Seal. I'm not sure. This is the new avian race playing as the Reavers, so we can see the leader has a gun, a musket of some kind. That guy has a gun and a very cool hat. There is what appears to be a polearm. The mounted unit has a saber and a pistol. A flintlock pistol by the looks of it. Could be a... it reminded me instantly of like the Conquistador fantasy. The Witch Hunter. There we go. The tier... I'm assuming it's like the tier 1 fighter. Has a blade and a net. We get a baseline netting unit. That could be fun. And in the back there is a cannon. A straight up cannon unit. Oh, there's also what appears to be like a priest of some kind. Almost like the industrial support unit, kind of. This is a screenshot of the avians who have lost their throne city. Oof. The fate of the Arakoa. Am I right? This looks like it could be the new infestation. Possibly the derelict workshop that they were talking about. Could be. I wonder if that explodes. I bet. Yeah, this is a seal. This is a seal. It has the victory chalice over it. Interesting. They've gotten a huge upgrade since Age of Wonders 3. In Age of Wonders 3, they're just kind of like this plaque that was sticking out of the ground. And they had their own map to them where you had to... I believe there was like a map-wide effect that was going on. And I think there was some weird thing where it attacked you even if you controlled it just because you weren't elementals or something. I wonder if that will return. Yeah, see, it's turn 3 and they're looking at taking control of the seal. That's a big fun. Here is a tier 4 tome, the Tome of Severing, a Materium and Shadow Tome. Null Shield. Oh, is it going to be like Morgana? Wow, that was a League reference. What's wrong with me? I haven't played League in like a decade. Where it just absorbs the next magic attack. That could be cool. The Final Banishment. Astral Severance. I wonder what the difference is between these two. Conjure Spell Ward. Oh. The Severing Golem and the Disrupting Blades. I suspect there's a new debuff. With Master of Disruption coming in as well. I feel like there's a new debuff. There's also a new resource. Up here on the top, I didn't notice that. Is this a Reaver resource or is this a global resource? You have it as well. The game developer did say, the lead, excuse me, that the Reavers were the strongest when they were at war. I wonder if that's what that is. Here we have an event, the Undying Vigilance. I think this is part of the Wonder, possibly. Council of Meticulous receives 97 Binding Essence. Oh, that's up here as well. I think, maybe? No. Yes? Yes. Is there a currency for the seal? I mean, the seal tickets in Age of Wonders 3, but there were no ways to gain additional seal tickets. You gained one seal ticket per seal that you were in control of. Interesting. I'm not sure what this is about. The Tome of Alchemy. Ooh, a tier 1. This could be a starting tome. Put your enemies with debuffs and mitigate them on your own units. Tinctures and a powerful ranged unit will help you manipulate the tides of battle. Materium and Nature. Disperse Afflicting Miasma, a mysterious tonic. The Afflictor, that is the tier 2 unit. I hope that's a support unit. Can't quite tell. Is that an Arbalist he's wielding? It could be. It could be an Arbalist. Material Refinery. I'm assuming that's a building. Fumigation. And Anti-Magic Tincture. To be fair, the utilization of offensive spells is not very popular in Age of Wonders 4 from what I can tell. Like, if you use one, it's one that has like a debuff or an effect. Usually not utilized for their raw damage. So I'll be curious to see if this is actually very helpful. And last but not least is the Ironclad. The big Chungus, the tier 4 monstrosity. These things were nightmares to take down in Age of Wonders 3. In fact, this 5 armor feels low. Like, beating up one of these things in Age of Wonders 3 was a magical effort. As you can see, they have 7 status resist and -4 lightning resist. You had to just beat them up with lightning because they could shock overload if you hit them with lightning. I think they could do that anyway, right? On their attacks, there was a chance for them to overload. And unlike in Age of Wonders 3, it looks like they have different ammunition types. So I believe once you attacked in Age of Wonders 3 with your gun, you had to take a turn to reload and then you could shoot again. This seems to be similar, where, except I don't think you have to take a turn. It looks like you can do this, one of these load shrapnels, and then fire. Interesting. They also had a ramming attack in Age of Wonders 3, and that doesn't appear to be here. Which means you probably don't have to reload for a turn. Interesting. They're heartless. High maintenance. 45, 3 Imperium. The 3 Imperium makes sense. 45 gold could be expensive, though. That's almost on par with a Lost Wizard. They're like 50 mana or something. Okay. Well, with the screenshots out of the way, it's time to tear apart this lovely cinematic. So we have a picture of the city. This all looks fine. It's a lovely Zeppelin. I wonder if that's unique to the Reaver culture, or if everyone's getting like a Zeppelin, a docking tower, if you will. If we're using, what is it, Victoria 3 terminology. We have another city, but we get to see a lot more units. I believe that's a hero on a bear, maybe. Those are the cavalry units with their pistols. 2 ironclads chilling next to each other. Is that... These are like, the Sphinxes, kind of? Just with not wings. Okay, those are some constructs. It looks like we have some cannons, another ironclad. Okay. Polearm boy. Halberd, excuse me, that looks like a halberd. How dare I get them twisted. A new golem. I believe this is a bronze golem. Okay. Wasn't there already a bronze golem? I think it's listed in one of the tomes. Okay, some cool concept art. Some 3D modeling. Very impressive, very impressive. A closer look at the cannon. We have a gun that's on fire. Shocker. There's that Sphinx Griffin thing again. Demogryph. Oh, it looks like the support unit is an optional cav. In the previous screenshot, they were on foot. So if they're mounted now. Interesting. The other thing that's interesting is they wield staves, and heroes cannot mount while using a stave, but apparently these units can. I guess they borrowed it from the Wild Speaker, because they're optional cav now. Yeah, see, now they're on foot. Okay. Optional cav, not bad. Is this a hero with a sword and pistol? Interesting. I wonder how that works. Is it just one weapon type? Must be the barrage. Halberd doing halberd things, naturally. But is the halberd a single entity, or is that a hero with a halberd? Kind of looks like a hero. This is armor you can get as a hero. Ah, we got the crown. The return of the crown for the Dowie. Lining up for the Thunderers. Well done. Tactical Dowie standards. Hello, Tom. This is when they're talking about at war. So far, we recognize all of these society traits. Oh, new one. Hermit Kingdom. Is that replacing Ancient Wonders, Gifted Casters, Mana Channelers? That's replacing something. Maybe they just merged it together. Or is that an unlock that they don't have here? I'm not sure. I can't recall. Oh, there's another new one. Reclaimers. That has that weird resource. Interesting. I hope this isn't related to the Seals of Power. Because, you know, at the highest level, if you're going to min-max, and this is related to the Seals of Power, and you're playing a Seals of Power game, you probably have to take it. I wonder if this is related to the item crafting. That could be it, because it looks like a broken sword. That doesn't make sense for the Seals. We have the character creator. Everything here makes sense. Lovely horse. You have new horse armor. Huh. Hopefully we're not Bethesda and charging us for it. I think that's a new symbol, maybe. Oh, yes! Yes! AI personality down here in the bottom left. You can pick the AI's personality. Oh, that's amazing. I think I asked for this in like 4 different playthroughs. Now the downside, of course, is if I pick all the personalities, we won't have any weird moments like the Peacekeeper Grimgore Ironhide. Those amusing moments won't show up unless I make them happen. But good. There are some characters that they need their personality, you know. We have a new hat. Look at that. Oh, also we can start pistol and sword. Okay. I wonder if there are higher level pistols and swords, or if it's just a starting item. Speaking of which, the heavy mage lock gun. Okay, that's what they're killing it. Then we have a lovely pirate hat. Not a fan of the bandana covering the eye, but could make do. Makes sense. Maybe you got shot. Maybe there was some catastrophic forging backlash. You never know. Alrighty, we have the Arakoa. That's not what they're called. Avian. Oh dear. The avian culture. Everything here looks pretty normal. Nice colors. This is a lady. Okay. Fair, fair. That is an incredible beak. I think that's a shoebill beak. New symbols. Makes sense. This is a feather for the avians. That's the heavy metal helmet. We're all starting with the Mage Lock Rifle. Makes sense. Probably a really good weapon, if I had to guess. Classic Sword and Board Avian. Okay. This could be new. If this is a champion, the avian culture should have its own champion gear. Yeah, or not avian culture, excuse me. The Reaver culture. Like this one with the flasks on their belts. Yes. Okay, that makes sense. I hope the pirate hat isn't restricted to the Reavers, but it could be. This is, of course, a Wizard King, so he doesn't care. Alright, a starting position. Not bad. Double farm. Look at that. Triple pasture. Oh my goodness gracious. Quadruple pasture. What is this spawn? And double. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, we have another city here. Again, double, triple pastures. Maybe this is the same city. I don't think it is. I think It could be. Infestation, infestation. Quadruple pastures. Yeah. I mean, you are on an island, it looks like. Oh, that's bright. The heck is this? This reminds me of the scout unit from the Dreadnought from Age of Wonders 3. It was like this little flying drone. Very not helpful, by the way, but kind of what that reminds me of. Alrighty. Ooh, we have some big boys. I believe those are the bronze golems. The iron golems. Or whatever they're called. We'll find out in a minute, probably. Cannon. Ironclad. Locking down the maneuverability. It would suck approaching into this. Net guys, assuming they're net guys. Halberds. Cannon. Ironclad. Hero with a fucking blunderbuss. That's not a blunderbuss, but you know what I mean. More halberds. Ugh. That would be a pain to approach into. Let's go skipping right. Wait, what? I didn't even get to read the text. Darn. Alrighty, an ironclad trying to locate its target. The missile knows where it is by knowing where it's not. That sort of thing. More art. I hope I get to find that. Here we go. The Tome of the Construct, a tier 2 tome. I don't know why I'm not in full screen. I have a habit of just being in theater mode for no reason. 1 Materium, 1 Order. Okay. This guy is 6 Astral. Okay. Ignoring that. The Worker Construct extras an experienced Warsmith. That's probably a support ability, right? Master Legions of Constructs fighting in uncannily synchronized formations. Commanding them perfectly and crushing your foes beneath the march of their boots. Cascading Command defends. Cascading Command reposition. The Bronze Golem, there it was, I told you. I wonder if is that just a reworked version of the basic one we can get? I wonder. Linked Mines and Compounding Defense. I wonder what Cascading Command is. I have no idea. Is it... Okay, my initial thought was maybe something that gets stronger as you press it. Like, each time you press it, it gets stronger and stronger. It could also be like a... kind of like a linked ability where it chains between units. Like, if they're standing next to each other, you click one and it'll jump to adjacent units. Not sure. Not sure. Of course, as a Zinch boy, this anti-magic thing is a little depressing. This looks like the seal, if I had to guess. Well, it could be a derelict workshop. There was a broken ironclad next to it. And the Golem update is coming alongside this update. Makes sense. This is all about constructs. This is the free update, much like the Wyvern update. And the Watcher update, which we know and love. This is the item forging system. Now, in Age of Wonders 3, the item forge was pretty trash. There were basically 1 or 2 items people liked, and you just built a forge in your city, and then threw in golden mana, and you made what you wanted. This one looks a bit more sophisticated, and the item forging is actually based off the magical materials here. I'm not sure if this gives you access to more affixes, or if there's some things you just simply cannot forge without this, not sure. But it looks like you can pick whatever you want, and new infusions. I bet it's related to the infusions. So you have swords, shields. Those mostly look familiar. Item forge from the Golem update. Yes, yes, yes. Here are some infusions. So they have this restriction. Item tier 1, 5 infusion points. This is kind of in the way. This is for a shield, so damage reflect. Elemental reflect. Probably going to go with hit points, right? Defense, resistance, that'd be very helpful. I don't know how I feel about this elemental reflection. I'd probably never use it. Oh. When a melee attack hits, the attacker sustains 6 spirit damage. What? Gives me 6? As far as the tranquility bow. There we go. Okay, so these items The magical materials require open up infusions. That makes sense. Okay. And remember, as of the Watcher update, the ores are only found underground. This is the ability to command vassals. So you can tell them to attack certain people. You can also intimidate. That could be a Reaver only thing. Is this like diplomacy with you just force them to do it? There's no diplomatic give and take. It says, here, I have enough of this resource. Do what I want. Okay. So you can tell them. I wonder if this is their like roaming stack, and you can just tell them to send that out. Or if they just make a war party at your command, because it takes Imperium to tell them to do this. Ugh. Or you can trade? Oh, I see. It takes 8 turns. I see. Okay. So it takes 8 turns to attack them. If you trade them a resource to do it. Or you can say attack now for Imperium. 120 Imperium on turn 16? No, thank you. We have some more events. This is all very good. I love events. And here things get a little spicy. So this is the new traits section. You may recall the body and mind traits being a thing, but now they've kind of invoked the Age of Wonders Planetfall system. In Planetfall, there were still restrictions in place, but you had a number of points, and here we have 5 points. And you could use those points to get certain things. The better traits or starting items or kits cost more points, but you could also receive negative traits or points to gain more points to then get better stuff, if that makes sense. So it looks like the traits are now all one type, and you can pick your traits based off the amount of trait points that you have. Now here in this list, there's a refresh button? Here in this list, most of these will look familiar. There are a few new ones, such as Hideous Stench and the Dire Bear Mount, which all cost 3, by the way. But I'm not noticing any negative traits here to try and gain more points to then have, like, could you imagine overwhelming tactics with defensive tactics? Which apparently you can do. Unless it like locks it out and it's not showing. Oh, Hideous Stench. Reduces the resistance to magic and status effect of nearby units. Oh my goodness. Adjacent enemies without this trait suffer -2 resistance and -2 status resist. What? That is insane. Remember, slow stops retaliation attacks. Improved water. I do notice a lot more structure. Oh, are these actual provinces in the water? Oh, yes. So, it looks like we can actually build proper provinces in the water. These two appear to be research posts. This could be a quarry for production. I have the faintest idea what this could be. Could also be a quarry, I suppose. Built in with the oysters for the gold. Okay. Here. What the heck is going on here? We have different types of boats on the ocean. Are these... That has a statue in front of it. Are these the different units they just got overworld boats now? Because I'm pretty sure all of the boats, the moment you like departed, every boat looked the same. You couldn't really tell what was in the boat until you clicked on it. I hope there's an expanded naval roster, but we'll see. I also wouldn't be surprised if they rework the embarkation. That was a major complaint for players. Of course, when you are embarked and you're not a water unit, you deal 10% less damage. But honestly, that's not that big of a deal. In Age of Wonders 3, it was a significantly larger debuff, reducing, I believe it was -2 defense, -2 resistance, and it might have also been minus damage. Like, it was a big deal on a water map to have aquatic units to be able to snipe out non-aquatic units that dared waltz into your naval domain. Naval supremacy was a big deal in Age of Wonders 3. And even in Planetfall. Alright, that is a crab. That is a crab. That is a dragon. Can we get those? Because that's hilarious. I want this. Those cosmic wings. This is like Astral Kadai shenanigans. The Kadai, of course, from the Chaos Dwarfs, where they created constructs like this, but they did it by binding demons to metal, which is all well and cool. Oh, hey, those are those baby golems we have in the game. That guy is riding the Sphinx. That's amazing. I want to do that. There's one of the big ones. I'm assuming these are the new bronze golems. I could be wrong, though, because they are quite large. Like, these could be the bronze golems, and these could be something else. Okay. So next to the halberdier. What are you? You are a Kadai. This is a Kadai. I like your swords. I'm also reminded of stuff from World of Warcraft Shadowlands, and I don't want to think about that, so we'll just keep moving on, admiring the spinning flaming swords. Once again, this is another picture of... Oh, that guy's attacking. This is the Sphinxy Griffin thingy. Looks like it has a... What do you even call that? Starfall? We have a beautiful shot from the hero. Wait a minute, was that a... The heck? You shot a pistol, which made it rain bullets. Okay, fair enough. You do you. It is called a Mage Lock pistol anyway. I believe these are characters... This might be Larissa. Characters from a previous title. I want to say Age of Wonders 2, but I'm not sure. I like the horses here. And that is the key art. Showing off things we all saw. The Zeppelin Tower, the very industrious Reavers, the Avian with a little orb. A beautiful pistol. I really want to use the pistol. When I saw this key art, I'm like, Gnome. This is Gnome. But Gnome didn't really use golems, so like, it's sort of Gnome. Like 50-50. 50-50. As mentioned, the release date is coming November 7th, which leaves the question. Mods. Now, as far as I'm aware, of course, there's no way to know until we get our hands on it. As far as I'm aware, all of the mods I'm using should be compatible with the update. But of course, there are many that may or may not. So I'll keep an eye out. A few of the mod makers mentioned they were waiting for Empires and Ashes, so I wouldn't be surprised if a few of them returned, to make sure their mod was compatible or to further update it or whatever. And hopefully they will. Let me know what your favorite feature is. Let me know if I missed anything. If you agree with my assessment of what we know so far, hopefully there'll be more news coming out in the weeks to come. But this is it. Empires and Ashes is coming, and I will, of course, be covering it. And there will be a poll, probably on Halloween or so. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the patrons and the channel members who support the channel. I greatly appreciate you. If you'd like to stay up being happy, feel free to join the description down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye.